I'm honestly afraid to get out. Can I?
Yeah, you should be. Get out.
What's
Get out.
going on?
Get out the car!
Get out
I
now.
have not committed any crime.
How come when you tase a nigger, it's like you done killed him 27 times?
I'm not gonna do this, right?
Stop. You're done. You're done.
At this point right now, you're under arrest for you're being detained, okay? You're being detained for
For a
obstruction of justice.
traffic violation, I do not have to get out the vehicle. You haven't even told me why I'm being stopped.
Gutierrez just sprayed Nazario, still without either officer having told Nazario what exactly he was pulled over for.
I don't answer questions.
Stop!
Stop! Stop! Stop! Stop!
Okay, you are under arrest.
My buddies just got a scanner, and they said he touched 25, and they go, hey, is the suspect ever a white male? And I go, no. And it's like, I always see what they're say, and everybody says I sincerely don't, because, bro, they're the worst race.
Body cam video is about 30 minutes long and shows the initial arrest of Donald Neely, who was handcuffed and tethered to a rope.
Let's go walk.
And then walked down the streets of Galveston by two police officers on horseback. The image of the controversial August arrest sparking outrage and charges of racism. The officers were cleared of wrongdoing.
Your buddy's giving me the idea that maybe he's got a gun. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I think.
How?
I don't know. Just the way. I mean, just the way you're holding yourself, man. Like, that's why we're nervous, man. That's it. I mean, if you're scared because you got a little bit of weed, that'll be one thing.
Officer,
Okay.
there's no weed.
Okay.
There's no shake on the floor.
Okay. So there's no shake on the floor.
The examples are endless. The brutalizations, even with the installation of body cameras, continue, and there is a certain safe space for many. From the courts of the National Basketball Association to the rinks of the National Hockey League, the diamonds of Major League Baseball, including, yes, communist Los Angeles for all you conservatives out there, the theme remains. With countless lives lost to state-sponsored police violence, the stats going heavily against any words a police spokesperson spews in the wake of a tragedy, and the world watching in horror to this devastating and inexcusable normality in the U.S., we must ask, why have so many sports teams continued the practice of Police Appreciation Night? The San Francisco Giants held Law Enforcement Appreciation Night, advertising it on their team page with a giveaway. The Nashville Predators held their own version as well. My hometown Chicago Blackhawks did so with a special offer. Buy a ticket through a certain promotion and receive a hat with a thin blue line flag on it. As many know, the thin blue line flag, in conjunction with the crock of a mantra, Blue Lives Matter, came about as a rallying cry to mock Black Lives Matter, a movement pleading with cops to stop killing unarmed black people. You can find it at white supremacist rallies, including the Charlottesville Massacre. Don't worry, though. The Allen Americans of the ECHL honored law enforcement with these jerseys. Yikes. In the U.S., as we know it, the police are not using brutality to enforce the law. They're using the law to enforce something else, a particular social order that is, to them, worth fighting for. After George Floyd's death, many teams responded through carefully worded PR statements that can only strive to be in the same category as Ben & Jerry's. However, it goes back before that. As Howard Bryant notes, after 9/11, the over-policing began, including, of course, in a stadium near you. In sports, they received Law Enforcement Appreciation Nights, 50,000 people honoring police at Yankee Stadium, 40,000 at Minute Maid Park, the first 20,000 fans receiving replica badges from the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department, 20,000 more at Madison Square Garden. The story of 9/11 should have belonged to the American people, and police should have contributed to honoring that day. Instead, it was taken from the people and co-opted into a justification for increasing the influence and the presence of police, and the overcompensation at that time, in many ways, is responsible for the reckoning occurring in America today. After being exposed through sports to a massive celebration of law enforcement, they would leave ballparks around the country and serve on juries, the very same juries that routinely acquit police officers at an extraordinary rate. The data reflects this travesty, and the 9/11 pageantry further increased the tilting of favor toward police. In the end, when requested for comment by the Post, the Blackhawks, Dodgers, Giants, Stars, and Washington Wizards chairman Ted Leonsis either gave a wishy-washy answer or didn't offer anything, for one simple reason, as Bryant notes. He asked a baseball executive why after 15 years his team still played God Bless America instead of Take Me Out to the Ball Game during the 7th inning stretch. His response was fear. Fear of backlash for being the first. The truth is that few people would miss it. Once they noticed, it was gone. From MLB to the NCAA, leagues provide the shield to give police even more space in the public discourse. Firefighters and paramedics, who were equally, if not more vital on 9/11 and sacrificed just as much, have been occasionally folded into the umbrella of first responders. But in sports, it's been police over the past 20 years that have consistently been given their own day. Law Enforcement Appreciation Night. The incessant genuflecting to police through Law Enforcement Appreciation Nights may still resonate to a segment of the fan base, and perhaps that segment is a sizable one, but it also resembles an authoritarian sideshow that collides with a country that now considers kneeling an acceptable gesture of protest. It is fashionable for fans to say they do not want politics in their sports, but for nearly 2 decades, American sporting events have perfected selling the politics of war. As much as the post-George Floyd protests were a response to what occurred in Minneapolis, they were also a final rejection of the police hero narrative American sports have sold to the public. Police violence has increased, and in a world of viral videos, so has its visibility, but accountability for it has not. It is time for a long overdue recalibration.